Hey, I just got back from church. It's Cody Askins. I'm going to share a story today, a couple stories I never shared before. I'm going to talk about how to be a better leader, let you know that people are always watching you, because I guarantee you they are, and to really inspire and motivate you today on how you can get up and do something big with your life. I want to be an inspiration to you. Okay, I have not always had money. I have not always had hundreds of thousands of people around the world following me. I have not always been doing millions of dollars to a bunch of companies and had hundreds of amazing staff, right? Like I haven't always been the Cody Askins that you're seeing today. In fact, at church, they talked a lot about like trials and tribulations. Also, I'm going to direct this video today at a specific high school, okay, that's been watching my stuff, and I'm going to talk through that. But at church, they talked a lot about like trials and tribulations and what you've been through, and that like trials and troubles are a test. Right? When troubles come in your life, they're a test. I mean, Bishop T.D. Jakes talks about it. When like you have a lot thrown at you in life, and you feel like you're underwater and you cannot breathe and you're about to drown, and like there's things in your life that are coming up, and you're like, what am I going to do with this? Or family, or friends, or business, or money, or finances, or a bill shows up in your life, right? Whatever. How are you going to respond and approach that thing? Okay, we've got some things I'm going to share that I haven't always shared. They're things that are important to share. My parents were at a family reunion with my grandmother, Irene, in Little Rock, Arkansas yesterday. And I was not at the family reunion. Wish I would have went now based on people that were there and the stories that were shared. But there was specific people in our life. My dad, I think it's his cousin. They're part of our family tree. Michelle Bratcher Allred. And then I think it's her daughter, Jaden Allred. They had actually, Michelle was sharing a story about there's this high school in Mississippi, Independence, Mississippi, this public high school in Independence, Mississippi, and how when they gather all the kids for an assembly or whatever they do, I didn't go to public school very much, to be honest. They gather the kids in the public school for an announcement or an assembly or whatever, and they gather all the kids in the gym. And my mom starts to tell me how, and I'm like, well, where's this story going? I'm listening to this story. Okay, Independence, Mississippi, a high school, kids, they're doing this, they're getting kids in the school, they're getting kids in the gym, they're doing something. And they said they're playing, my mom said, Cody, they're playing your videos to those kids. And I may get a little emotional today just because it's such a, my parents were telling me this on the phone yesterday. I couldn't hold back the emotions. I was trying to. My wife's like, why are you trying to hold back the emotions? I'm like, I don't know. I can't help it. I don't like to show myself being vulnerable or emotional. It does not make someone weak. However, it's just not how I express my emotions, right? Or maybe it is. I just don't realize it, and I just need to let it out. But when I heard this, I was like, man, how cool is that they're getting all these kids together in Independence, Mississippi. It's high school, where I was looking up the stats on this school, and it's half black, half white. About 90, I don't know if this is true, but about 99% of the kids are not coming from wealthy, affluent families, 99 out of 100. And I'm listening to this and I'm watching this, and my parents are telling me about this, and I'm looking up this high school and I'm looking up these people, and I'm getting emotional because I never dreamed a public high school would be playing my videos. And I'm like, why are they playing my videos? Well, they brought over this young girl, I think she's 15, her name's Jaden, and she was showing on her Instagram and TikTok and like the on YouTube and like the videos that they're watching of me. And it's inspirational, motivational videos on how I'm on stage saying that no matter where you're at in your life, you can have anything. No matter what you believe, you can have anything. No matter how you were raised, you can do anything with your life. No matter how big you think, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're feeling, that you can do anything in life. And it's because, and I'm saying these things on these videos because I truly believe that no matter where you're from, no matter what you're doing, no matter what's in front of you, that you can do anything, right? Like I'm even hoping that this video, because they're playing my videos, this video even catches Independence, Mississippi High School, and that they're all in the gym watching this video because I'm really making this video for them, right? I'm going to release it for everyone because everybody can learn from this thing, right? I can learn from everybody and they can learn from this thing. But I'm hoping this catches wind, right? I normally charge to go around the country. I got invited to 2 conferences to speak literally on Friday, 2 days ago. I got 2 invitations to pay me to come speak. Well, I can tell you this, I would happily come to Independence, Mississippi High School for free and speak to these kids because it's a passion of mine. It's a mission. It's a movement. It's a calling. It's a cause because I love speaking. Like my dream is to be the #1 speaker on the planet. And I won't stop until I make it happen because I love speaking, man. My grandfather was a Baptist pastor for 40 something years. And I think I got that gift of being able to get up and move an audience and walk into a space and change a space and being able to talk because I love it, man. I have a serious passion for it. I also, what's funny about like putting things out there in the world, whether you're building a brand or you're putting out, and I showed Lauren, I'm like, I've done over 2,000 videos, like 2,000 of these things, not even including all the social media stuff. This is just YouTube side, 2,000, 2,100, whatever. I'm like, man, it's cool how it's finally starting to pay off a little bit. You know, literally 2 weeks ago, I told Lauren, I said, I don't know where all this thing's going to go. I don't know how big this thing's going to get. I don't know where this movement's going to go and all this stuff's going to do that we're doing. I said, but my dream is to help kids because not all kids were as fortunate as I was with the parents that I have. Like I have parents that spoke into me, parents that believed in me, like a mom that said, hey, stop acting like that because you can act and do whatever you want in life, right? Or a dad that's like at 16 when I'm throwing up and I don't feel like going to work, he's like, hey, you do whatever you want to do, but you know what I would do. Like he's sharing this and telling me like, or a dad when I'm 20 getting into the insurance industry, he's like, hey, you're special. You're going to make 6 figures. I know you will. You can do this thing. Like you need people in your life supporting you and pushing you because trust me, believe me, you do not know who's watching. You do not know who is watching you. And guess what? Somebody is always watching, man. Like we forget in life that someone is always watching us. Like you never know who's watching. Somebody is watching. I want you to be an example and a leader no matter who was watching. Like when I was born in Wynne, Arkansas, little town of Wynne, Arkansas, there's like 8,000 people that live there. Maybe it's more now, Wynne, I don't know, okay? But all I know is my dad's working several jobs. My mom is working several jobs back then. We're living in like a 800 square foot home that when we go back to Wynne, I still drive by and show my wife where we started as a family, right? And for my parents, it even started before that. But for me, that's where it started for me because that's the first house that I was brought home into was 800 square feet where my parents are pushing, they're doing whatever it takes. I've got stories of how my dad worked in this factory. I don't even remember what he did. I'm like drawing a blank, but he would come home and he would have all these colors all over his clothes and his skin. And he would go in and he would have to shower because he would be covered in stuff. And he would literally just be covered head to toe in different colors of dye or whatever. And it would just come out in the shower, right? Well, like my parents sacrificed and pushed and raised us the way they did. My sisters, Kaylee, Katie, and Casey, they raised us the way they did because they know that you can do anything in life, and they pushed and they made something of their life, man. You know, like when my dad moved on from the company he started, the company that he freaking built, really, he moved on and had to start over when he's making 800 and 900 grand a year, close to 7 figures a year. He moved on and started at zero and put his 401k into Secure Insurance Group, put all their savings into Secure Insurance Group because he built something special. Well, that was an example for me as my mom is going back into the office every single day and making calls and managing a schedule and managing the front office and managing agents. Like, they're doing those things because they knew that it would pay off. Like, they had a belief that this thing would get special. They sacrificed so that I could do whatever I wanted to do. Because if I was still with that company back then when they did that thing and they left and started their own thing, I'd probably just be a sales manager somewhere managing a local office of a dozen people and helping a bunch of people helping people make some money and making a local difference, but not making a global impact like we are today. Independence, Mississippi High School would not be listening to my videos today if they had not sacrificed for me to go out and do the things we're doing. Okay. Now, my wife, talk about being an example and supportive and always being a positive leader in our life. No one supports me like she does. Like, when I'm upset and I'm frustrated, I'm ticked off at hotels that screw up for events or have this massive debacle that just happened this year for 8% 2022 that I'm going to share probably at the welcome party this year, because we had to rework everything because, well, we made a mistake and the hotel made a mistake. I accept responsibility, but I was frustrated. And my wife's like, hey, we will get through this. We will make something positive of this. Dude, you need people like that in your life that pour into you, that want to help you, because you never know who's watching and you never know what you can make something. If that's a trouble in your life, it's a temporary trouble that's a test. And you're really being tested. Like, what can you make of it? Like, that's what's cool about life is whenever you're dealt cards, you were dealt those cards. You were created to do something big. You are meant for a purpose, whether you realize it or not. But you've been dealt some cards. Right now, wherever you're sitting in life, you've been dealt some cards. How are you going to play those? What are you going to do? What are you going to get up and go make of your life at the moment you have, wherever you're sitting, wherever you're at, whatever you're feeling, whatever you've been through? What are you going to do so that you can affect change in the world and help other people? Man, what happened in Texas at that high school was tragic. Kids need positive examples in their life, man. They need positive examples. They need people that are motivating them, influencing them, that are helping them do something special, and that are pouring into them and letting them realize that they can do anything they want in life, whether they believe it or not, no matter what city they're from, no matter what's going on around them, no matter the current affluence or lack of money in their life, no matter what their parents are doing for work. They can do whatever they want. They can be whoever they want. They can surround themselves with whoever they want, whenever they want, man. That's the message today. So when I heard this, Independence, Mississippi High School, when I heard this, that you're getting together in the gym and somebody at the school is playing my videos, I lost it. I was an emotional wreck yesterday. I lost it because I dreamed of stuff like that happening. But I didn't think that the public school system today would allow it to happen. Now, am I as good of a person as I think I maybe am? No. Am I worthy of being played in public schools around the world to help kids? Not yet. In my opinion, not yet. However, I'm positive throughout my content. I don't curse. If so, it's extremely rare, right? Well, high schools are more likely to play it if you don't. I'm guessing that, right? And so there's a lot of people that they could play, but they can't play because of the way they talk, right? Am I a person of faith that believes in God? Absolutely. But do I always talk about it and cram it down people's throat? No, because I want my message to resonate to everyone. And I want, no matter what race, what religion, where you're at in the world, I don't care, right? It doesn't matter. You were created to do something big, and I want my message to be able to touch people no matter where they're at in the world. We got people I got an email literally last week from someone in Botswana. I'm getting messages I got another message from someone in Kenya. Like, I'm getting messages all over the world from people everywhere, and our brand isn't even that big yet. I've only been doing it for 6.5 years. We've only got a few 100,000 people following us. We don't have millions yet. We aren't impacting millions yet. We aren't pushing and helping millions yet, but I can guarantee you and promise that we will, man. So I want this message to encourage you. I want this message to remind you that no matter where you're at in life, no matter what you're feeling, or no matter what you're going through, you were meant to have more than a bunch of quarters. You were meant to do something special in your life, man. You were created and you were called to create change, to positively impact the people around you, and to do something special with your life, okay? So if you're Independence, Mississippi High School, I would love to come speak for free, if that's okay. I'll let the decision makers decide. I'll let the kids that are watching this, maybe in the gym right now, freaking erupt and positively push this into reality, into action. But even if I don't get to, man, like you listening, whether you're in Independence, Mississippi High School, another high school, whether you're 112 years old, 12, in Canada, Puerto Rico, Philippines, Pakistan, who cares, right? U.S., Mississippi or Missouri, right? California, Newark, Florida, or Texas. You were meant to do something big. Your circumstances do not define your reality. Your problems that are going through your life right now are a test for you for that next level of leadership. And I want to push you to be example. I want to push you to be a leader, because I want to remind you that you never know who's watching you. And someone is always watching you. And someone is always looking at you. What kind of example are you being in the world? Are you being a light to the rest of the world? And I hope you do. Hope you find this message well. Again, this is Cody Askins. I'm in Springfield, Missouri. I love what I do, and I'm going to keep doing my best to impact and help people like you around the world. So thanks for tuning in and watching. And Independence, Mississippi High School, love you, care about you, pushing for you. And if I can ever help, I will do anything I possibly can to help you. Thank you all.